Snowy Mountains, Reno, Nevada. I am parked at a high school. I think it's a high school. The D, I think, is for Damonte or Damonte. I think this is Damonte Canyon. So I believe I'm going straight up this canyon. Okay, so first off, I don't know if someone just randomly drew this track in, because unless you're hiking through people's fences and yards, you can't follow this track. All right, so we've hit the top of the road, which it looks like I could have just parked up here. So, but we're going into that canyon. All right, so we've walked up this slope, not much, you know, 100 feet or 200 feet. We found our first cairn. So basically I'm just gonna get funneled into this canyon. Pretty cool view of the canyon. Almost, to be honest, this is probably exaggeration here, but kind of looks like some stuff in Iceland. Some of the more drab stuff in Iceland. But yeah, we're just gonna be in it. Pretty much just walking up it because the hillsides are annoying to walk on. So headed straight up this canyon to the head, and then eventually we'll see not that summit, much higher, I believe. All right, so there was sort of a use trail on the right side above the drainage that I've been following. And it still seems to continue. We just went by a massive boulder, and now there's a much bigger, you know, house-sized one. So we've come up a decent amount, maybe like 600-700 feet from the car, I would say. But, you know, not moving too quickly by any means. It's just you have to zigzag and step through a bunch of rocks. So it is slow going. These miles will be slow. Yeah. Luckily, a lot of this stuff isn't, you know, desert plants. So while some of it's, oh yeah, this is definitely class 3 at least. This could be a little slick, for sure. It's so smooth, you don't really have holds. So not ideal in that sense, but easy enough to step up. It's probably low class 3. All right, so you can see we're starting to get where we can see sky. So this canyon, we're getting near the head of it. So I'll check in when I get up there and you can see whatever summit. All right, so we've sort of been spit out into this sort of flatter basin here. We're getting some views. Okay, that's Camelback, those 2 humps. So after we hit whatever's over there, which is not going to be this, it's going to be higher, we are then going to traverse used loosely, not a real traverse, and hit those 2, and then we're going to come back down the same way. Actually, it's a lollipop. All right, so there's our exit canyon. We're going to be coming back from that way. So this is interesting. We just got over this little shoulder, and there's all sorts of vehicles and trailers out here. So I'm not totally sure what's going on, but maybe there is a little bit of snow on the slopes. Somewhere up there is going to be our first summit, and then we're just going to ridge traverse to that saddle and then go up these 2. So I don't think that should be fairly tame. All right, so we've made it to this road. From there, and somewhere down in there is our canyon to get back. All right, so if I didn't have the map, I probably would have gone up to that nose and then walked right up that ridge. But the track I have goes straight up to the saddle, and then I guess that's probably your summit. We're trudging up this steep slope. Honestly, it'd probably be quicker to go over to the ridge and follow that up. But we're just sort of zigzagging and working our way up the steeper slope direct. And we've hit our first sort of snow and mud. So I just popped out on a Jeep track. So I think if you went down, this is probably gonna be the easier way instead of shortcutting up the slope. Reminds me of Princeton in Colorado when I did the first, whatever it was, shortcut it straight up on the steep trail instead of save some road walking. All right, we've hit the saddle. Hit a little bit of mud. I think we're just walking directly up the spine. I don't think we have much more to gain. All right, so we are somewhere near the summit. Looks to, aha, we have pine cones and a cross. So this, to the naked eye, appears to be the high point. It definitely is. So, Louse. All right, we're on top of the little rock part of this Louse, and those Camelback humps are way lower than us now. Awesome view of the city of Reno, you know, and the mountains, higher mountains out there, out to, I guess, Fernley, somewhere out there. But yeah, those are the bigger mountains around Tahoe, and we're gonna have a steep descent, and then we'll have to regain and then go up those two, and then across this slope and valley back to our canyon. So so right off the bat, this descent's a little steep and tricky. Ow. Coming off the summit block, just a bunch of rocks and pokey things, and then there's snow to deal with, so there's some slippery terrain. And ow, now we have cat's claw. All right, this is not fun. I think I'm almost down to a flatter part, luckily, but this one plant that has these really sharp thorns on it, do not run into that. It's like worse than cat's claw. So it's around in these parts for sure. We've come down off the mess of rocks and snow and cat's claw. So hopefully the worst is behind us at this point. All right, so we've hit some snow again. And it's actually, there's some flurries in the air, which is crazy because it's not that cold. It's probably like mid 40s. But this is not the easiest thing in the world. I'm not even sure if I'm in the right place. So the problem is it sort of slopes off in all directions. And so I know I'm going towards those, but how do I go down? I mean, I don't want to go through this mess of logs. So I guess I'm just cutting over here, but I'm kind of winging it. Yeah, see, so we hit these rock bands we have to get down. So let's just get out to that point and then we'll assess again which way to go down. But we got to step down all these boulders here. Well, just when I think it's about to ease up and you get some flat, then it steepens up again. So I'm taking, I don't know if I should be up on the rock rib, or I sort of found a gully that I was thinking about taking down. But now I think the rock. So we got to get down to that road, cross it, and then walk right up that, and then between them is obviously easy, but from the road up, you know, that's going to be the main vert that we have left. And see, this rock's a little slick, and I'm wearing the Ultra Glide 2. I'm not wearing my Speed Cross because I thought this would be more runnable, but I was definitely wrong about that. I must say, this is not the easiest of descents. You can see when you just look on this mountain, you hit all these like cliff bands, and yeah, can you get down through all the rocks? You can. It just takes a lot of time, and then when you get on the slope, it's all muddy and slippery, and there's that one sharp plant. I'm just gonna aim maybe for that group of pinnacles right in the middle of the hillside. Maybe I'll go around them to the left. I don't think it matters at all here. So Camelback, not the Arizona Camelback, the Reno Camelback. Here we come. All right, and not too much longer later, we've basically hit the shoulder, although I've cut it off a little here. I think there actually might be, there's white paint. So maybe I want to follow that. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I think I'm just going to walk right up this. In fact, that looks cliffier than I want it to be. I think I want to just go right up here. So actually, that's probably not white paint. It's probably like bird crap or something. So yeah, just going to wind our way up here, but this is all, you know, easy class 2. And I'm just going straight up, so I'll be on the summit in like probably 3 minutes or so. So that was not bad at all. That climb up to the shoulder, pretty easy hiking, to be honest. All right, and we've done it. We're at the top of, oh, look at this little rock shelter. Camelback 1. We're the southern one. Northern one's lower, so we'll just, I guess, go right off here. Again, your view of downtown Reno. And I don't think that's the summit. I think it's higher and beyond, but I'm honestly not sure. So we were up there somewhere. All right, so that drop and regain is super quick between the Camelback humps. So I guess it's right here. Camelback 2. Yeah. And there's our Damonte Canyon. Although it looks like you could easily run out any of these. There's dirt roads everywhere, but we'll go back to the canyon. Camelback 1 and Louse. So coming off Camelback 2, when you come off the summit, go to the right of this little rock hump, and then like sort of a gully opens up, sort of like a wide gully, which is what I'm in, and I'm sort of following the animal path or the use path or whatever, just sort of the easiest way down sort of the dirt. So yeah, we're gonna beeline straight. We're just gonna keep that canyon in our sights and go straight for it. So there are Camelbacks. There's Louse. We're, I would say, below the elevation of the little town with the big dogs. So you can see there's the head of our canyon there. So we're getting closer. We're just walking across this slope, which luckily isn't steep. So it's, even though it's rock-filled, rock-strewn, the walking's not too bad. All right, so we made it back to kind of the saddle where the head of the wash is. So there were Camelbacks. You can't see our other peak anymore, but I found my footprints, and I'm a bit to get. Just follow this canyon down. This is probably sort of like the crux coming up that was borderline class 3. It's just a bunch of steps. It was just slick. So I guess I showed it on the way up, but I'll show it on the way down too. Hopefully not slip. Yeah, there's steps. It's just, there's no holds. There's a crack right there at least, and it's kind of pushing you out going down. But we're down that part, so making progress, but still a long way to go. Well, we have our first view of the neighborhood and I think the high school. So we're getting there. There is one area where you do have to skirt on this side. You might not have to, but there's sort of a steep drop off and a big pool of water. And we have successfully made it back to the gate and the neighborhood, but now we just have a good, I don't know, 2/3 of a mile or 3/4 of a mile on road, unless I want to shortcut it through people's yards and hop over fences. That was very rugged. Very rugged. That road jog was a little longer than I expected. That's probably like a good mile on the roads. So I would say total with the extra road, probably over 9 miles, maybe 9 miles. It's about 2,800 or so foot of vert. So yeah, car's still here, porta potty's still here. The high school kids parked near me are gone. So yeah, I can't see any of the summits, unfortunately, but good height. I don't know if that's worth it to do. I mean, it's pretty rugged. Takes a lot longer than you would normally expect. I mean, that was, I don't know, 3.5, probably 3:45. I think I was under 4, but